All right, so this is Sirach, Ecclesiastes, and Apocrypha, chapter 18, verse 27. It says, a wise man will fear in everything, and in the day of sinning, he will beware of offense. Right? So sinning, what is that? That's something that's done currently, meaning that it's happening. So you in the midst of committing the sin, you see, meaning that it's gonna be done. You ain't gonna stop it, right? Because it's happening. You in the midst, right? And it says, but a fool would not observe the time, meaning that they're going to keep going and stuff, and they're not going to acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what's another sin? The scripture says in Proverbs 3 and 5, it says, trust in the Lord and lean not to thine own understanding. And when you got that old saying, what will Yahweh Shai do? Usually it'd be with a J, you know what I'm saying? But we know that's not his name. You know, who the world only calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai. They'll sit up here and be like, what will Yahweh Shai do and whatnot and stuff, right? You don't do that every time, you see, you know. And then also pride, with it being a sneaky, it's a sneaky sin and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's not always caught, and it tells you that in Ecclesiastes, the fourth chapter. You see, right? Uh, uh, when a man is alone and stuff, he fall if he had not one to pick him up. You know what I'm saying? And then what about the scriptures where it talks about the feeble knees? When somebody has feeble knees, guess what? They're doubting a lot, you see, or they have less confidence than most other individuals and stuff, you see. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? That doubting is a sin, you see. That doubting is a sin. So you're not going to have it 100% perfect. And this is why I want to do the sit down, you know what I'm saying? Because you have a lot of individuals, you know what I'm saying, not saying that Apostle Bar is wrong, you know what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is that you're going to have a lot of individuals that's going to be like, damn, man, I did this, man, and I did that. I don't think I'm going to make it and whatnot and stuff. Well, guess what? All of us has been in a situation and stuff of imperfectness, you see, right? So I want to grab this too. This is Sirach chapter 14, and I'm verse 1. Oh, let me say this too. This is Sirach 14:1. It says, blessed is the man that have not slipped with his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Right? You slipped up and said something that you didn't mean to say. You know, you might be in a situation. I guess I'm gonna deal with that thing. You might be in a situation where so like a bell with me. You might be in a situation where uh, uh, you're doing a sit down and you talking about men and women having sex, but then you slip up and say man and man or woman and woman and whatnot, and you trying to use it in a heterosexual way. You know what I'm saying, right? And the thing is that you slipped in your tongue. You meant to say something else, like the scripture says. It says that the scripture says that uh, uh, the scripture says that that a man slips in tongue. You know what I'm saying? But not in his heart. Meaning that you meant to say something, but it came out different. You know what I'm saying? And what you could say and stuff can end up being something wrong, and that's off according to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that would still be, that still can be considered as a sin. You know what I'm saying? So you just went off right then and there. And that's why Apostle Rakhad, he always pushes prayer. You know what I'm saying? Because you can go off at any time. Sometimes it would take for somebody else to help you recognize. Sometimes it would take somebody else to help you recognize that you're going off. You know what I'm saying? Because you're blinded by pride, or you don't think that you're going off on certain things, you see, right? Right? Because even when it comes down to apostles, when they say that brothers are going off in certain doctrines, they'll do a sit down on it, you know what I'm saying, to give correction. You know what I'm saying? You see? And guess what? Nobody's above correction, because going back to that Romans 8 and 20, man, going back to that Romans 8 and 20, uh, we going to commit sin and stuff regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I'm referring to the sins and stuff we had a chance of keeping, that we have the power to keep. I ain't talking about wearing 100% 100% cloth. You see, right? So this is verse 1 again. It says, "I'll catch up." This is be safe. This Sirach chapter 14, verse 1. It says, "Blessed is the man that hath not slipped with his mouth and is not pricked with the multitude of sins." And that pricked with multiple of sins and stuff is pretty much uh uh you know, committing the sins and stuff and you feeling some type of way. Because verse 2 is gonna explain it. You know what I'm saying? To not let it get you down. And the scripture that I'm gonna bring out after this and stuff actually goes further into it. You know what I'm saying? If my phone will act weird. Right, so this is verse 2. It says, "Blessed is he whose conscience hath not condemned him, who is not fallen from his hope in the Lord." You know what I'm saying? And if you're doing everything right and whatnot and stuff, why would your confidence, where would there be a situation and stuff where you'll be conflicting your soul within your own conscience if you're doing everything that's right? Because you're in a situation of doubt. You know what I'm saying? So it's an overcoming. You see, right? So I want to grab this. This is Proverbs 24.